50 countries, 2 billion Muslims in the world. I am Abdullah bin Sklan and I am bringing you to the most based takes by the Muslims around the globe. Starting off the first episode with Qatar, the small Middle Eastern country currently hosting the FIFA World Cup, which is being broadcasted by a number of TV channels.
This is BBC World News.
Assalamu alaikum, and we're back. Yeah, that happened. BBC, the British broadcasting channel, did allow the opening ceremony of Qatar FIFA 2022 to be broadcasted by its channel. What was the reason behind it? Well, the reason was only that the human rights of Qatar did not conform with the British human rights, and so the Qatar was basically called as bigots. Imagine me going to Britain and trying to conform their society with my moral values and trying to put hijab and burqas on top of every woman out there. That's exactly how the people who criticize the moral values of Qatar sound like. And that brings us to the first base response by Qatar.
We cannot change the laws, we cannot change the religions for 28 days of World Cup.
That response brought a lot of hatred towards Qatar on internet due to its anti-LGBT laws. The most prominent being that you cannot kiss your gay partner in public. Well, news flash. Homosexual and heterosexual, both couples cannot show public display of affection. According to Qatar law, if you want to do something, do it in the bedroom where it belongs.
Everyone is welcome. Listen, public display of affection is frowned upon, and that goes across the board. Across the board. Qatar is a modest country. That's all that needs to be respected. Other than that, everyone's free to live their life.
People can be imprisoned for being homosexual in Qatar.
People can be imprisoned for being heterosexual in Qatar.
Damn! Another wave of hatred rose towards Qatar due to its ban of public consumption of alcohol during the stadium. To be honest, I don't need to roast those people who criticize it. The FIFA president did it for myself.
I think personally, if for 3 hours a day you cannot drink a beer, you will survive, especially because actually the same rules apply in France or in Spain or in Portugal or in Scotland, where no beer is allowed in stadiums. Now here it seems to become a big thing because it's a Muslim country.
Stop it. Get some help.
Special places were allocated for non-Muslims who wanted to drink, where a number of 1 lakh non-Muslims could drink at a certain time. But let's talk about the actual settings of the whole stadium. The walls of the stadium were covered with banners with Quranic verses on them. The hotel rooms had a barcode where upon scanning it will provide you the basic definition of Islam and what it represents. A large number of dais from around the world came to Qatar to give Dawah to non-Muslims, including the controversial figures like Zakir Naik. Before even the World Cup started, around 500 plus people have, alhamdulillah, accepted Islam. Oh, what's that? Give me a minute. Oh, alright. So I've got another important piece and an interesting piece of news for you guys. The UK national team, 3 Lions, who sought to wear the One Love bands on their arm to represent the lgbt community, have just transformed themselves from 3 lions into 3 kittens. 1 yellow card was enough to make the entire 3 Lions team to take off their One Love bands and put them away where they belonged. We might have all heard the saying, when in Rome, do as the Romans do. When in Qatar, do as the Qatarians do. Unless you are a white colonial supremacist. And with that, this brings us to the conclusion of this video. But let me know down in the comments whether you want me to continue this series of based Muslims or not. And with that, Allah Hafiz.